Hey guys, welcome back to Smashing Punk Fans. So today, what we're going to be working on again is something I did back in 2019. I did not film it, but I'm going to film it this time for you guys. So we already did the thermostat earlier today. That's actually not the issue, but we're going to kind of have to go back through that. We're not pumping water. As you can see, by all the splats out here, I had the cap off after putting the thermostat on, and it starts boiling straight out of the coolant overflow. So what we got to do is we have to take off the charge pipes. We have to take off the intake manifold boot here, and we're going to have to take off the coolant upper radiator hose, the lower radiator hose, just all kinds of stuff. But once we get all that exposed, right about somewhere right there, that's the water pump. So when we get all of it exposed, we'll take the serpentine belt off and we'll be able to actually expose the water pump. I believe it's 8 bolts to go around it. It's not that hard. It's an aluminum timing chain cover, so it's not that bad, but let's get on it. So get you a flathead, funnel, and a jug for retaining. Hopefully you got a board to lay on, so you don't have to lay on the ground. Struggle. Crawl up underneath here. We're gonna drain the radiator. What you're looking for, I'm gonna put my finger on it and then zoom in. Right there. That will take a flathead right there on the face of it. But at the bottom, that spout is where your radiator will drain. So go ahead and get it all set up and ready, funnel and everything. And then when you go to crawl out of here with it all set up in place, if you open up the coolant reservoir, it'll start. So it'll kind of sit and hold vapor lock until you take off that coolant reservoir cap. So I'll show you. Okay, you can hear it slightly coming out. Ugh. It's gonna suddenly go. There it goes. I might just, I lost it. That's fine. Only so much of you can salvage anyways. Prepare yourself, you're gonna be taking a shower afterwards. Alright guys, as we really dig into this project here, it would mean the world to me if you stuck around, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with your other F-150 enthusiasts, because I plan on doing more work to this truck as life goes on. It's just now past 506,000 miles, and I would love for you guys to be here, so thank you so much for watching. Who else thinks it's extremely uncomfortable to lay on your belly for an extended amount of time? Most of the time what's taking me so long in these shots is I'm having to get comfortable. I have to rearrange because my stomach starts to hurt. Do what now? Sometimes feels like you have an old friend you have to convince to go to work. Promise there's a full tank of gas and fresh oil change for you if you go. Out the old, in with the new. Let's get home and take care of it. A couple days later, it took me a minute to get some of the parts, work, and other schedule conflicts. So we got a replacement belt because this one, as you can see, is cracked all the ways around. So we got a new one, 3-year warranty from Through Gates from O'Reilly's. And we got the replacement pump. The one thing I did notice here, compared to the old one, they kept the old one because it was lifetime warranty, is, see that small gap there between the pump housing? I noticed right away that this is not flush. So this may actually need to be pressed down just a little bit with the shop press. There. Because if that is slightly gapped and not 100% on, and it only takes just a little bit, it will actually take the pulley out slightly, so it will cause extra strain, wear and tear on this belt, possibly even the tensioner pulley. It could come off there easier, and second to that, it could also actually damage the alternator. Here are the two orange cross-through pipe ones I was referring to. They were only something like $4.85, so I went ahead and got them just to make sure that this job is sealed up correctly. So that cross-through pipe, even though I kept it in there, it was great. Kind of have to go ahead and pull it out, change out both these. It's super easy. That's what the picks are for. Well, when those are changed, we'll put it back in. We're gonna put the water pump on and start reassembling, but I'm gonna start with that pulley first. The scariest part that almost makes me crap my khakis every time is waiting for this snap right here. Refreshing sound. Now life is good again. There's only one real way to get to 506,000 miles, and that's that you've got to be willing to do some of the work yourself. Alright guys, so I have to take a quick break here just to describe the situation I just went through. The charge pipe, or the cross-through pipe. This is the cross-through pipe. It literally, here's the front side where you saw the thermostat housing, and and there's where it connects in the back. It's pretty identical. That gasket probably needs to be changed. I mean, it was probably fine, but better safe than sorry. So, being that I skipped a lot of steps in taking off the charge tubes, the intake manifold, the charge pipe, like the book suggests, here's what had to happen. Get it broke free, bring it straight out. I unplugged the fan right here, made room. You go as close as you can get to touching the radiator without touching the radiator. At a weird diagonal angle, it will clear right here. I mean, it is just like close. Touching both sides. You get it free. You're gonna have this in the way. You're gonna have this charge pipe in the way. If you push it down and force this up at the same time, you should be able to get it to come up away from the radiator. Get it free, just like me. So good luck with that. Little mechanic tip for you. You want to apply high temp grease to all your rubber O-rings and fittings, especially if they interact with oil, coolants, or liquids. Just like when you're cooking on the stove, if a steak is drying out, you apply butter to it. You want to do that to rubber fittings because they get in contact with high temperature and they're going to dry out, crack, and basically leak all the fluid you're trying to retain. Hey, I found an old dirty couch pillow, so now my stomach will be saved. So finish up this repair, we'll be able to take it for a test drive and actually enjoy the seat. Alright guys, I know it's kind of hard to see down in here, but... So, got the thermostat housing bolted back up. I've got a water pump all bolted up. I had to go up first. The new bolts for the new pump with old bolts. Oh, there's round. So, with the pulley here, what you're going to want to do is get these bolted down as tight as you can. And there's only so much you can do, but you're going to have to put the serpentine belt back on the alternator, the tensioner, the crank, and back over the water pump. The tension will hold it down enough to allow you to torque these down. So before that Loctite sets, let's go ahead and put the serpentine belt on, and then we can move forward putting on the coolant hoses, charge pipes, everything else. Every other hose we took off. There's other ones. We get everything back on. You're gonna want to start it up, let it run until you see the coolant tank come down. I did overfill it, but I know it's going to take a certain amount. So go ahead and let that run. Like I said, with the cap off, heater on full blast. Just keep an eye on that. It should take about 10-15 minutes, and all of a sudden you'll see that start going down. Add it back up, make sure you stay on level. Keep doing that till it stops taking it, past that fill point, and then you should be able to shut it down, let it cool down completely, recheck it, and everything should be good to go. All right, guys. There we go, we're watching the temperature. I've been running for about 30 minutes now. Check the coolant and it is still at top level. Got the heat blowing. It's ridiculously hot in here. 90 degrees when it's actually 76 out. It's uncomfortable. You can see the coolant staying, or the temperature gauge staying right dead in the center. So that's exactly what we want. We want to keep everything flowing and going well. I even checked with the thermostat gauge, and the radiator itself is at 111 temperature now, and the cross-through pipe is at 192. So everything seems to be flowing good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe and stick around, because now we've got, what is it, 5,000 miles, all original Ecoboost 3.5 liter. It's kind of unheard of. I think it needs cam phasers now, because I started up, it had a little bit of a rattle, but we'll see where the time takes us. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.